Well, that was the day so far. You're with us here on a fresh new edition of Closing Bell. I'm Prashant. With me in the studios, my colleague Reema, Tendulkar. Nigel, of course, joining us from the studio floors. Guys, hi. Good afternoon. And, the market's in fine form, I have to say. Earnings, of course, are pouring through the Sun Pharma numbers, and we'll sort of talk more about that in a bit with Ekta. 90 points higher. It could have been a lot better, I think one has to say that, because at about 18,100, I think the market is showing some signs of hesitation. The high is about 70 points from where we are right now. The graphics will come up, but we've come off a little bit from that point on. The support levels for the market come in around 17,850 or so. If the momentum were to pick up later today and maybe tomorrow, because global cues, and I'll come to that in a bit, are pretty strong. I mean, the logical next targets are about 18,300. It's the upper end of the upward sloping trend line, the channel that we highlighted in the morning as well. We put out 18,100 to 18,300 is where the market could stretch to. 18,100, actually almost at the day's high. 18,200 was done, but there is a bit of a cool off that has happened. Banks are seeing a little bit of divergence on the negative side. And this you could see over the last couple of days as well. Even as PSU banks did well, the bank Nifty is lagging what the Nifty is doing. And we'll talk more about that in terms of why that perhaps is the case. Global cues are actually pretty good. You look at how Asia traded for the bulk of the session. You look at China, especially Hang Seng market closed up 5%. I mean, there are rumors that there is this reopening rumor in China, unconfirmed, unsubstantiated, but maybe, market is inventing reasons to justify that 5% move in the Hang Seng. But overall, things will look pretty good. US futures, both the S&P 500 futures and the NASDAQ futures are up between 0.6, 0.8%. Yields are, the front end of the yield curve, the 2-year is falling faster than the 10-year. So that is, again, not bad news. And you got the dollar, which is well behaved, it's lower. Oil is up a little bit, 1.5%. But overall, it's not a bad setup at all, given where we are. Of course, the big Q is US, out of the US, which is the Fed decision, which comes out tomorrow night, to which we react on Thursday morning. So lots to track, but we'll see if the market holds where it is right now, or the last hour brings a little bit more in terms of volatility. Reema, hi.
Hi, we're pretty much where we started, right?
Yeah.
At that 18,100 mark on the Nifty. And even the Asian markets, extra what's happening in Hang Seng as well as China. And just, in terms of the closing levels, Hang Seng is up 5.25%. Shanghai is up close to about 2.5%. As Prashant pointed out, there are unconfirmed posts about China relaxing its COVID-0 policies. They're looking at a reopening in May. This has been circulating on social media, and that's fueled the big rally that you are seeing on Hang Seng as well as Chinese markets. But even outside of that, the Korean markets are up 1.8% straight. That's the Singapore market is up 1.3%. So India, in a way, is underperforming the global markets. In the European region right now, the early rates from the CAC, DAX, and the FTSE are showing you gains anywhere between 1 to 2%. Dow futures up 192 points on record as we have. It's the IT stocks and the HDFC twins, both HDFC Bank as well as HDFC Limited batting for the bulls. On the losing side, Reliance, Axis, as well as ICICI Bank are dragging. So that's the picture as of now. Nigel, but your thoughts on this 18,100? It's proved to be a bit of a hurdle. What's the option activity telling you?
Just 1 point, Reema and Prashant. Yesterday, actually, the Nifty was outperforming while the Asian markets did not much. So today, it seems that it's their turn to outperform, because yesterday, the Shanghai market was down 1% and we were up close to around 1%. So clearly, the street is waiting by to see whether or not there is some, relaxation of those COVID policies in some of those countries. But let's focus on our markets. The HDFC twins, they're having another good day. And I'll view that positively, and I'll also check the FI data very closely today. Yesterday, we had a large FI number, and after a while, the HDFC twins, they came back into form. But the Nifty Bank is down close to 350 points from the high point of the day. And just one more word, we're getting into a big event tomorrow. The Nifty is up close to 100 points. The VIX normally should be cooling off because they don't move in the same direction. But the VIX is higher as well, telling you that the IVs on both sides, that's the puts as well as the call side, they are higher as well ahead of a big event. Now, on the option side, there appears there's a bit of a strategy playing out. The 18,100 call, that's very active in trade today. There's signs of some writing out there. And the 18,000 put as well is seeing a fair bit of activity. So the broad range you have is that this market is still in an uptrend. 17,900 should hold out on the downside, and we'll see a fresh breakout once we get past that 18,200 odd. After the kind of run that we have had, 17,000 to around 18,000 odd, consolidation rather than correction, well, the bulls, I think, will take that, Reema.
Okay, let's pose these to our experts. Before that, let's tell our